Welcome, everybody, to episode 7. Siete. Episode 7 of the Illinois podcast. We are glad you're with us, and I'm glad because I'm with this hottie. How you doing, my wife, my life, my boo-boo? How you doing, baby girl?
I'm doing great, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing better because I'm with you, Obs. Look at her.
Well, before we get into the show,
let's talk about our social media, right?
Right. So you can follow us on Facebook.
Follow.
Or like us on Facebook.
Like us.
Follow us on Instagram. You can pin us on Pinterest. And
how can they reach out to us? Don't we have like TikTok. A Gmail?
And then we have an email.
Yep.
The Illinois 24 at Gmail. So if you want to,
glad you said the www part, because we would be like, is it the World Wide Web or not? Right? But I love it. Yes.
But anyways, so please get in touch with us.
Please.
Reach out to us. Follow us.
Yes.
Yes. Get in touch.
Talk to us.
And soon enough we're gonna mix things up with you guys. We're gonna have like give outs. Prizes.
We're gonna have give outs. Yes.
We're gonna have
prizes.
We're gonna have like contests. Things like that.
Nice.
So
talk to us.
Get in touch with us. Subscribe.
Yes.
Follow, whatever.
1,000 plus. Keep going. I think it's like 1,200 now. Keep going. We want it.
We're getting close to 1,500.
Oh, close to 1,500.
But yes, make sure you're watching.
Watch.
And keep on.
Keeping on. I love it.
So back to Joe with the show.
But Joe show. Nice. So this week is the combine, the NFL combine, right? And it's a big thing. They call it the underwear Olympics. Actually, they do. They call it the underwear because people they jump high and they run really fast and they go and all this stuff. And the Chicago Bears, my team, that's kind of your team, but more my team.
But we made an official decision.
Yes.
Because before I met you, I was a Chiefs fan.
You were a Chiefs fan.
I was only a Chiefs fan. And so, since they've made it to the Super Bowl 4 times since I've been with you.
Yes.
And now, we've I've decided that I'm going to pay for it.
Yep.
If they go to the Super Bowl next year,
we're there.
We're going to be there.
We're going to be there because they would go for 3 for 3. Yes.
That hasn't been done before. But my Chiefs, Mahomes,
your
Kelsey,
Chiefs.
No, Kelsey's getting up there. But
getting up there. Get a little old.
With Tay. I mean, come on, anything's possible.
Tay will give them younger Chiefs. But so the Chicago.
We're gonna go and we're gonna love it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, if I'm with you, I love it. But we're gonna. So the Bears, Chicago Bears, the Chicago Bears have the number 1 overall pick in the draft this year, right? And there's a big debate going on, not just in Chicago, by the way, because if you watch anything, you see that a lot of people are talking about it. And so what the Bears could do with
they need a super helper when it comes to picking quarterbacks.
Helper, and the helper's name is going to be Ryan Poles. That's the GM. And so they have the number 1 overall pick. So there's 2 options that the Bears could go, right? The Bears have a competent, and at this point, after 3 years, competent is what we would say. Have a competent quarterback in Justin Fields. Justin Fields, who is top 5 of the best running quarterback that probably ever played. And by the way, if you're a quarterback, the whole key is to throw the ball. But top 5 running the ball quarterback is definitely Justin Fields. But the Bears have the number 1 overall pick this year, and who most people think is a guy from USC named Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams is
like the next Patrick Mahomes.
Well, he's the comp. We call him, it's comparison, but the cool people call it comp. But the comp is Patrick Mahomes. Now, I think that's unfair, and I'm going to tell you why really quickly. The reason I think that's unfair is, many times, people would say someone's the next Brady or their next Montana or whatever, right? And the bottom line is there was one Tom Brady and one Joe Montana, and there's only one
Patrick Mahomes,
who we never bet against, right? Bet against that guy.
Yeah.
Don't bet against him. But the comp of Caleb Williams is, in fact, Patrick Mahomes. So there's the whole thought is like we can either we can draft Caleb Williams, the next Mahomes, right? And I think that would be for the GM of the Bears, Ryan Poles, this safe choice is to go with the big dog, right? Because he's like Patrick Mahomes, and what a Mahomes! Like, there's
they almost had Mahomes, right?
Oh, okay, so
I mean, I had to bring.
You gotta bring it up. You gotta bring it up.
You know, bring it up. And I mean, when you first told me about this, I was like, when we were first together, I was like, Chiefs or Bears.
You're all about you're all about Chiefs. You're all about Chiefs.
I was all about you, okay? I was all about you. Nice. So I'm like,
and likewise, look at it. Likewise,
they were gonna so love
right. So
Mahomes. So
what she's talking.
Got him, like.
So what she's talking. You're so beautiful. So what she's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is in 2017, the Bears had the number 3 pick in the NFL draft, and what they did, it was another Ryan. Ryan Pace was a GM at the time of the Bears, and what Ryan Pace did is he moved up in the Patrick Mahomes draft to get
Mitch Trubisky.
Now, I will say this real quick, because the Bears moved up to get Mitch Trubisky, and then that same year, Patrick Mahomes was drafted by the Chiefs.
By Andy Reid.
Andy Reid was a coach. Andy Reid was a coach. Scott Pioli, I think, drafted. But Patrick Mahomes was drafted by the Chiefs. Now, here's what I will say for all those trashing on the Bears, and rightfully so. Bears have never had a quarterback anyone close to as Mahomes because nobody had. But Bears drafted him number 2. They moved up to get him number 2. Patrick Mahomes was drafted number 10 that year, right? That means whoever had the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th picks could have drafted Patrick Mahomes, probably the greatest quarterback of all time. And they didn't. But the Bears moved up to get.
We could say one of the greatest.
One of the greatest. I agree.
He still has time to show.
Yes. Agreed. Nice. Nice. Agreed. Totally. So the Bears, moved up to get Trubisky.
Time isn't done.
It did. And instead, Patrick Mahomes was drafted number 10 by the Chiefs. We all know what happened. 3 Super Bowl wins out of 4. 3-1 Super Bowl on the way to potentially GOAT status, but who knows? But great time. But this year, my Bears, our Bears, but more my Bears, have Bears.
Yeah, the Bears.
I
mean, they're my second
favorite. Yes. And the Chiefs are my second favorite. But the Bears that have my heart, they have the number 1 overall pick. And the safe thing, if you want to be safe, and I don't know about you, I like being a little risky sometimes. But the safe move is to draft Caleb Williams, somebody that the procrastinators say is like somewhat similar to Patrick Mahomes, right?
Mm-hmm. Because you don't want to give that guy up.
Don't want to give that guy up.
No. Play against him?
Never play against him.
Play against another Patrick Mahomes?
No. But Ryan, so Ryan Poles, who's the GM of the Chicago Bears, last year he was in the same situation without the Caleb Williams. Same situation, had number 1 overall pick and took that pick and traded it to the Carolina Panthers, right? And they got the Bears got the Panthers number 9 overall pick. They got DJ Moore, wide receiver. Baseball. Sean Zitney, I hope you're watching. But they got also next year's, or which is this year's now, number 1 overall pick, and the following year's number 2 pick. And it turned out that the Bears didn't only get to get the number 1 overall guy last year. They could have had the number 1 overall pick last year. But now they got the number 1 overall pick this year, right? So Paul's made a great trade. So the consensus is the smart thing to do is draft Caleb Williams, who reminds people of sort of like it's not like oh this guy's Patrick Mahomes no matter what, blah blah blah. But it reminds most people of Patrick Mahomes.
like he has some of the like some skills or talents of
very similar,
very like much like Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
I'd be like, yeah, take him.
Take him.
We got 2 good quarterbacks.
Yes.
Like.
But here's the deal. So the Bears have a quarterback right now, still under contract, quite frankly. I named Justin Fields, and Justin Fields, spoiler alert, is not Patrick Mahomes. No. At this stage of Justin Fields' career, his statistics are the exact same as Michael Vick from back in the day. And anybody that's watched football for a while, same, But there's some things about Justin so far I don't like so much. Horrible record. I think he's 10-28. Worst fourth quarter statistics of any quarterback since he joined the league.
I think it's like a risk, just
either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
But I think taking the number 1 wouldn't be like.
Well, here's the thing, right?
Like you're not losing anything.
But you're not gaining anything too, and I'll tell you what. So in the history of football, any quarterback that's gone number 1 overall, it's very few and far between that quarterback has led their team to a Super Bowl. And I'll name just a couple because you know these people when I name them. I'm sure, for sure.
The Manning brothers?
Well, not the Manning brothers. Yes. Actually, that's my
They were both number 1
they
draft picks, and they both went to the Super Bowl.
They both won
twice.
I pulled up one.
One on a different team and one on the same team.
Right.
One against.
Right. So Eli was number 1 overall. He led the team to 2 Super Bowls against Brady. Brady's got 3 Super Bowl losses.
When Usher played against Eli and Brady.
Usher,
not the.
Usher, yeah. When Usher played against,
because I don't think Eli ever played.
I don't think Usher, the musician, played against either. But
no, but it was the game where the Giants and the Patriots were playing.
Nice. So,
and I think that was the year after Peyton. Nice. What was on the Colts?
Yes,
it was like the year after.
I think you're 100% right. Because why wouldn't you be?
And that was the year. The Bears last almost went.
Yeah, well, they did. They did.
Devin Hester.
Okay, we talked all about that. But Eli Manning, and you're right with that, and Peyton Manning, you're right about that, and John Elway. You remember John Elway with Broncos? Those are number 1 overall picks that won the Super Bowl. Quarterbacks that happened, right? So the thought process is that Ryan Poles, the GM of the Bears, could do the exact same thing that he did last year and trade the pick. Then really quick, and I know I'm going off steam here, but back in the day, the Dallas Cowboys traded their star running back, Herschel Walker, to the Minnesota Vikings, for 8 draft picks, right? And that actually gave them all they needed.
With the walk, I don't know why you're saying all this walking and Herschel, but you're making me think of Walking Dead.
We could talk about Rick. Hey, Rick. And what's the guy you liked? What's his name? Daryl. She loved Daryl.
Daryl shirt. Yeah.
She loved Daryl. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Herschel, remember the Maggie and all them.
All of them. Yes. Herschel.
Walking, I'm
oh my God. Yes, you're right. Okay.
I'm not that invested.
I love where you're going with that. Switch gears without sports here. Watch the Walking Dead series. Watch the first 2.
I don't know. They're going to all these
watch the first 4 seasons and then stop.
Just 6. Stop. Really 6.
6? Okay.
6 to 7.
But I love that. But Herschel Walker was traded from the Cowboys to the Vikings. Vikings got 8 draft picks. Started their whole dynasty.
Okay, the guy's name is Herschel Walker. Okay.
Herschel Walker is the running back of the Cowboys that was traded to the Vikings. So the thought is the Bears right now could trade the number 1 pick because everyone's like, Caleb, Patrick Mahomes, and get tons of draft picks. And with those draft picks could then put everything in place. So
like what the Lions did for, they did 10 guys for Stafford or something.
Okay. Yeah. Don't remember that. But yes, maybe. But
remember they traded Matthew Stafford and they got 10 guys?
They got a lot of guys. When the my lady knows her shit. Oh, sorry, Mama. when the Lions traded Stafford to the Rams and the Rams gave him a yes. So the thought is that the Bears could literally like set their whole future up and trade their pick. So I don't know. The last thing to think about with all this, because I don't know what to do. My thought is draft Caleb Williams if he's that, and see what happens.
It's like be safe.
Be safe. Because better be safe.
If he's if he's like a Manning or
or Patrick Mahomes.
But like if he's like that type of
then don't win stuff. Then don't win stuff.
Pick. Then like just like take him. Take him. We're going to Super Bowl.
Right. And really quick before we put a little bow on this. The salary cap went up $30 million a year for everyone in the NFL right now. So that could play a lot of part too because you could draft Caleb Williams. Bears have the second most salary cap money.
Then they could just trade him. If he sucks, they're like, get rid of him the next year.
You could.
And I mean, it's not that much money.
It's not.
And then we still got Justin Fields. So like.
Well, but if we drafted Caleb Williams, we would probably trade Justin Fields. So we wouldn't have Justin.
Right, but I'm saying if Caleb Williams isn't what we think he is,
trade him. Get rid of him.
And then,
Mama's gonna be mad at that. Mama's gonna be mad at that.
We're gonna take it all out.
Yes.
So then,
at least beep it.
We can
beep it. We're sorry, Mama.
Caleb Williams is awesome.
Yes.
Trade Justin Fields.
Right.
Save all that money.
Okay. Yeah. But I don't know what they're gonna do. But as you said, options are limitless. So we'll see. We're gonna talk about this again next week too. But we'll see. But right now, it's the underwear Olympics. Which is coming. But I will. We're moving past the NFL. There was something that came up this week, and it's been a thing now for like years. Years. I've watched sports forever.
I didn't really know it was happening. I might have seen it a couple times, but like,
oh my God, so many iconic moments. But the big question has been this week, switching to basketball, college basketball, is the fact that like when teams have won upsets on their home court, there's been like all this court, like everybody's like running, they're like, I gotta get there. And people like rush the court, right?
And then like some of those really good players get like trampled.
Yeah. And that happened this year. And it's probably happened before.
And it's like whether it's good or bad, they do it.
Yeah. No, usually when it's good. Usually if
it's when it's good.
If your team wins on your home court and it's upset, like let's say,
and then that good player gets hurt.
So I'm on UIS. She told me earlier today, UIS. So I'm on the University of Illinois. What was the S stands for?
Springfield.
I'm the University of Illinois, Springfield. My basketball team's playing against Duke University. And my team beats Duke in an upset. All the fans rush the court. They're like, I gotta go. They're rushing it, right? And in this case, in a couple cases,
I heard someone like an elderly person like died.
Oh, I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah, like they already had something,
wow.
But then like because
they're dead.
Well, it happened over.
Rest in peace. Hey, old man, rest in peace. Whoever you were.
They like the family sued like. It was like Loyola or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they stormed the court and...
Info. I'm going to start calling you 411. Because you're bringing the info.
Like this elderly guy.
Yes.
Like he got...
But why it became prevalent, it kind of became prevalent because of the game recently, the guys. But I want to switch gears a little bit because it became prevalent the week before.
It was Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
And she got like minorly hurt. Guy the week after.
No, but let's stick with Caitlin for a second because I think we're pro women's basketball here at the very least. Caitlin Clark is again, and we talked about it last week, is quite possibly the greatest female college basketball player. What rhymes with never? Ever. That's it. Ever. Right? And they court stormed because Iowa, her team, lost, and they court stormed, and she got hurt. And so I think it opens up the question is, what would you like to see them do? Would you like to see and they've been doing this for years.
I don't think they should allow it.
So how would you stop that from happening? Because I've got a thought, but I'm just, and if you don't know,
they just need more security.
Yes.
I mean,
so Seth Greenberg and I haven't talked to him, but I heard him say Seth Greenberg was a previous college coach, and he stated something that I thought was amazing, and I'm all for it, and I think we should do it.
Mike Greenberg's uncle.
That's my goo. That's my boo. I think I said that's my goo. It's not my goo. That's my boo. You know.
Anyways, what did he say?
He said that they should have, on the clock, he should have a timer going off for 30 seconds, right? And everyone in the stadium sees like 30 seconds go off, 30, 29, 20. And they see it, and everybody's counting like 30, 29, 20. And during that 30 seconds, they get the visiting team off the court. Like, hey, get out of here, gets them off the court. And then once it goes up, then everybody storms the court. Once the visit. Because nobody is going to try to hurt their own player. But I think, and ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, in college, I used to have, I think you did too, but I didn't. I used to have a cocktail gym. And college kids in their early 20s and stuff like that, they get a little liquored up. I mean, let's be honest. Like, they pregame and then they current game and then post game, but they get a little liquored up. And when they go out and do these storm things, sometimes maybe they don't make the best decisions. And that's where, like, Caitlin Clark got like minorly injured, and then the male basketball player got injured. So I can't think of his name or the team.
Right, like Ryan or something.
I think you're right.
Like this, it was like.
It was like a ski. It was a ski. Aaron, I hope you watch this. One of your people. But it was a ski.
I don't think it was a ski. It was a Libisky.
You don't think it was ski, but it was a Libisky.
No, it was like Libisky.
Oh, sorry, Aaron and Drew. It wasn't one of your people. It was a Libisky. But anyways, that guy got hurt too. But my point is,
no, he got like big time hurt.
He did. No, he didn't get big.
Yes. Okay. They said that he might not be able to play for a while.
But if you watch the footage, and I'm not blaming him, but if you watch the footage, he also tried to trip the guy that ended up hurting. And I just got to tell you something. Because everyone has a fight or flight response, right? Like, we all have a fight or flight response, right? And if I'm drunk and a college kid,
that's more like a male thing,
It is.
Like, oh, if you're gonna come hurt me and prevent me,
if you're trying to hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you. Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm gonna just trip you and get you back.
Right. Because none of it's right. And now that I'm not a college kid, like, I'm like, don't do any of it, right?
But it's most men are going to do that. They're gonna fight back.
They are, because it's all fight or flight. But because it's all fight or flight.
Caitlin or most women are not gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna get you.
I wish you could see what she's doing here, guys, because she's like, but it's low, so you can't say she's like, but yes, they are. But I think Seth Greenberg, Coach Seth Greenberg, he had the right thing. You put the timer on there, you go 30, from 30 down. Everyone in the stadium, if I'm seeing a team and it's going like 30, I'm like chanting it. I'm like 30, 20, knowing that like when it gets to 1, I get to rush it. I think that's maybe the answer. And I agree with you.
That's like you gotta
you gotta know how to count.
Yes, that's like a school thing.
I don't know if you guys watch Sesame Street.
Get into the classroom by a certain time,
Yeah, it's like Sesame Street. Remember the counting would be like 1, 2. But I think if they did that though, it was like 30 down to 1. I think they all would. But to again put a bow on it. If you want to storm the court, don't hurt anybody, right? Like, at the very least, like I mean, try not to hurt people.
If you're gonna storm the court, it's gonna be a lot of people.
Yeah.
Tight. You're gonna be crammed up against people.
Oh, Tay-Tay's got us on spaces. Is it tight spaces?
It's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
You're gonna get smudged. Oh. You're gonna get blood.
So let's stop doing it.
So just don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's a bad idea.
Don't do it. Nene and JoJo say don't do it. Right? Like, don't do it. Don't do it. That's it.
The court sounds like a idea.
Done.
I don't want to be pushed up against people I don't really know.
Well, talking about being pushed up against something. So when you're in a relationship, right? Like you got to see like move. When we talk about One Love, that was my deal, right? Like, and what me and my beautiful wife here, what we call is like, I get to pick one movie, you get to pick the next, I get to pick the next. It's called democracy. Hey, join us.
Or at least it's,
democracy.
Hey, I'm picking it, but this is your pick.
Right.
Because it's it's about ammo and guns and military. So that's just
okay. You went way weird, and I love it. But that's the next one. But anyway, so we talked about One Love. We did, right? We talked about One Love, but we went and saw a movie just a couple days ago
called Ordinary Angels.
Ordinary Angels,
about like this lady's a hairdresser,
yes.
And she sees this sign or this newspaper where she reads about this little girl who just lost her mother to some,
and she needs a liver transplant. She needs a liver transplant.
Right. And
she doesn't get it, she's gonna die. Right?
Yeah. So this lady's just like, she goes into church where they're having funeral service,
right?
And she stays afterwards, and she's just like, they're like, who are you? Like, I just wanted to,
So we see this movie, right? Like, because my beautiful wife here picked it. So we see this movie called Ordinary Angels, and it is about this little girl that needs a liver transplant. This guy, he had a wife, she died. I mean, my God. And then now his daughter, he's got two daughters, and now his youngest daughter, like, she doesn't get a liver transplant, she's gonna die. And I gotta be honest.
I think it's lung, but it might be liver, but I'm not sure.
I think it's liver, but you might be right. But I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, where's the guns? And I'm watching this movie with my beautiful wife.
This lady is just incredible. She's
incredible.
Right, she's like holding these.
She's played by who?
Marathons.
What's her actual?
Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank. And if you watch The Office, is she hot or not? She's hot. But in the movie, she's not just hot. She's like cool, right?
Yeah.
And so
she's just like
the whole thing in this movie is
her life becomes like helping this family.
Hilary Swank's character is like, I'm gonna help these people.
Like, gets
raise money for them,
like the hospital,
all this stuff, all this stuff.
Just like she's
amazing. And we see this movie, and I gotta be honest, I swear I was cutting onions, right? I was, because it's tearing up a little bit. Because I was just thinking about this little girl, like, all she wants is a transplant. And now I was like, it's okay. And she was super.
I don't think the girl really wanted to transplant. I think she just wanted to live.
She wanted to live. Which was a transplant, but yeah.
When she found out, she's might not make it, it was just like, you just start crying.
Right.
It's like when you're 5,
but it was beautiful.
It's like the saddest thing in the world.
Yes.
Like for an older person to find out that
movie was beautiful though. And I would suggest it. I wouldn't, if I was with my boys, I wouldn't be like, hey, let's see Ordinary Angels. But I'm so glad we saw this movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
And I got a little choked up.
We're all set.
Spoiler alert.
Another one.
We're not going to alert to spoil. We're not telling you what happens, but we're not going to tell you. But yeah, we saw that.
And we're seeing another one.
Yes.
Coming up in a couple days.
We are.
So we'll have news for you next week.
Yes, we are.
It is time to say goodbye.
Oh, well, here's the deal. We thank you guys for joining us for this whole party. I know you're probably watching because of my beautiful wife, and I get it. And you know what? Keep watching because of that. But we thank you guys. We're so happy you're with us for the journey, and let's just keep growing. Let's just keep having fun. So, everybody, we love you. Have a good week, and we'll see you.